Yes, alrighty. Cheer whānau. Welcome back to the Up2 Podcast with Jack and Morgan. Well, it's been a little hot minute, since we've had a guest on. So feeling a wee bit of those excited nerves today around having a guest on. But my gosh, we are pumped as for this guest today. I am so grateful and feel so honored to be able to welcome the one and only Riapo from Sons of Zion onto the Up2 Podcast today, my bro. How are you?
Kia ora whānau, I'm good. I'm choice as. How are you fellas?
Yeah, bro.
Good.
Solid,
hot,
bro.
But good.
Yeah.
Bro, straight up in our house right now, like I've got the fan going behind us. We've got all the doors open, but like my back, bro, is actually like, it's gross, bro. It's gross. But yeah, bro, no, we're good. We're good, my bro. And just honestly, so grateful to have you on today, to be able to have this mean corridor that we're going to have, because there's going to be, gosh, so much knowledge that you can't really put a price tag on to me, bro. And especially with the way that the world's going right now, the timing of this project and everything happening and what we're going to talk about, I feel like aligns perfectly with where we want to steer a lot of our mahi at the moment, eh?
Yep, that's the one.
Mean. Cool, bro. Well, so to start us off, I was thinking maybe we could just get a little bit of history about yourself, what you do, who you are. Yeah, bro, maybe a little bit of history of how you grew up and things like that. That'll be on.
Cool, bro. Kia ora koutou, ko Rio Panapatu Kuengoa, ko Te Arawa Te Waka, ko Puarenga Te Awa, ko Te Arawa Te Waka, ko Tuarangi Te Iwi, ko Ngāti Wāhi o Te Hapu, ko Te Pākehā Te Marae, no Rotorua hau. So, kia ora. Riapo is my full name, but everyone calls me Rio. Born and raised in Rotorua, proud as to be from here. I got two little brothers, one older sister, and obviously mum and dad. Moved up to Tamaki Makaurau in 2003, where I lived for 17 years. My dad got moved with his mahi. And while I was in Auckland, I started Sons of Zion with two of my bros, Sam and Joel, out in South Auckland in the Bros Garage. We started on Bebo, putting up
yes.
Yeah. So started our career on Bebo, and then things sort of snowballed from there. And yeah, I guess that's probably the thing that most people know me for is Sons of Zion. But I also work in TV and digital content, so I make that kind of stuff as well. With me and my sister got a separate company, and as of late built a NFT project, which has been exciting as well. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I very much enjoy working for myself on my own accord and doing the things that I love and my passion. So just trying to avoid a 9-to-5, bro, basically.
That's the one.
Yeah, brother, that's on.
Cool. And it seems obviously you've got a lot on your plate. You're doing a whole heap of work. Well, I'm kind of keen to know, how do you balance that work life? You know, you want to be able to chill and, you know, live your life and all that sort of stuff, but also do all the mahi. How do you kind of balance that out?
Yeah, I think firstly, everything that I have my hand in terms of mahi, I have awesome people around me. Like with the NFT stuff, I'm doing that with two of my best friends. With Sons of Zion, you know, those are my brothers. Again, the media stuff is with my sister. So firstly, I'd say having great people around me. So it's not just me doing it all by myself. So that's the first thing. And the second thing as well, sorry, I forgot to mention that I'm a father. And so my daughter is a great reason to do all of these things, to, you know, put 2 feet on the ground, get out of bed and get to work. So she makes it easier as well, because I really want to leave a legacy for her. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful, bro.
Cool.
That's on. Hard. And, bro, I was actually just thinking, you know, as you're saying, Bebo started out the band on Bebo. Shucks, that must be one of the, like, first New Zealand, if not in the world, bands, bro, to start out on social media, because I unfortunately missed that waka, bro. I was too young to get on the old Bebo. Mum didn't let us jump on when I was like 10, eh? But yeah, bro, but yeah, I was thinking, shucks, that would have been pretty early on days, eh?
It was, bro. Yeah, so you would have known about Heart for a Heart and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, I know all about Heart for a Heart and your top friends, and you're like ranking everyone. Yeah.
Well, I had a bro called Medicine. He had Bebo, and I would geese his and be like, oh, gee. Oh, that's mean. And he had all these flames and like all these like gifts. Yeah. I don't even know the terminology for it, eh? yeah, bro. So that's how we kicked off. And it's actually been cool, bro, to come from, like, when we started back then in 2006, coming through the age of where internet and social media wasn't a thing. So, like, bro, we used to ring pubs and be like, hey, can we come and play at your bar? And they'd be like, no, never heard of you, you know, like, get out of here. Yeah.
And we used to go to the towns that we were playing in the day before the show and like hand out paper flyers, bro. Like,
old school.
Yeah, so it's been cool to have to do that, and now you can just talk to your phone, put it up, everyone sees it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's built a really cool, I guess, work ethic from the boys, knowing that for us now we feel like it's easier, and that's no disrespect to artists now. It's just back then, like I said, bro, cold call bars, hand out flyers, print posters, go to warehouse stationery, print a bunch of posters. So, I don't know. I think the world's just way more accessible now. Which is cool.
Yeah. And are you still doing music, or are you focusing on NFT? What's your kind of go at the moment?
Still doing music. The band's still cranking on. We just had a good hui actually this morning. Obviously with COVID, all the mahi that we were hoping to do in terms of shows has been down the tube. But I think the band's at a point where all the boys are having families now. And so I just think the dynamics change. It's not like we can just go away for 3 months to America or like stuff that we used to do out there before. It's very much, I need to go and do this mahi, and then I want to get back to my family as soon as possible. So, just changed a little bit. Yeah, growing up.
Cool.
Mean, bro. Mean. Solid. That's on. Well, so for people listening in right now, obviously the title would have given you a bit of an inkling around what this potty is going to be, the main theme. Like the brother Rio said, he started up an NFT project with his boys, and that NFT project is the Eager Beaver NFT, which got released. So what's the date to this? What was the date that got the community got launched, bro?
Dropped last Monday, whatever that was.
Last Monday, yeah.
Yeah, it's about today at 6 p.m. will be our full 9th day.
Yeah. Oh, me. Wow. So fresh as, but a dope ass community. So, like Morgan and myself, we've been involved since literally I had all my laptops up and stuff, ready to go whilst we were picking up son from his dad's, and then we brought him back home real quick and we're like, we gotta jump on this Discord and get in there. And so, from the get-go, it's been amazing. And so we'll really shortly get into that one, for I know more about the Eager Beaver NFT project, but was just thinking for anyone that doesn't really understand NFTs, this whole kind of new space that's, I think, being integrated into just normal life quite quickly. And that sort of ties in crypto too. So I thought it would be real cool, bro, if we could start off with crypto and sort of hear from yourself. What is crypto, and maybe your experience with crypto, bro, so far?
Yeah, bro. I guess the way that I look at crypto, bro, and the thing that I love about it is the decentralized nature of it. And I guess what I mean by that is that, so I got involved in crypto through Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin supply is capped. And that's what I liked about it. So how I got involved with it is one of my bros said to me, if I had a bucket of 10 oranges and you owned one orange, what percentage of the oranges do you have? And I was like, yep, 10%. And he was like, yep, sweet. Well, if I dilute that and pour 10 more oranges in the bucket, all of a sudden you've only got 5% of the oranges, right? Because more money has been printed or more oranges have been poured in. Yeah. And that really resonated with me. Yeah, and I was like, this makes sense. So then when I found out that Bitcoin was capped and the supply is never going to change, then it's actually a deflationary asset, not inflationary, like the current banking system that we all roll in.
Yo, gotcha.
So I don't know. Is that too technical of a...
I'm someone that doesn't understand crypto at all. I'm still trying to kind of like get on my feet about it. But that orange analogy, why has no one told me that so far? That makes so much more sense than all this technical like lingo that's going on at the moment. Yeah. So, that makes sense.
That's what really sold me into the space. And then obviously it's a digital currency that you hold in your digital wallet and all that kind of thing. But at its core, that's what I loved about it, and that's how I got involved with it, because of the ability. The other thing that I love too is that it's open source, which means that anyone can view the ledgers on the blockchain. No one can be tittering stuff and changing stuff. So I really like the transparency of the whole setup. That's how I got involved with it.
Mean, that's solid, bro. Because I was reflecting on your experience, and so with me, bro, because I was thinking, Bitcoin, that was the first one I heard as well. And I actually had a bro hit me up about Bitcoin like 3 years ago, and I was just part of that classic population of just like, this is just a phase, bro. This is gonna blow over. Like, wait, watch your money go, my G. But and then mad regrets now, kind of not getting into it, but. Even for me, bro, jumping into crypto space has been pretty unknown. And for me, it's been a little bit scary. Like I've got one mate that's real clued on about it all, which I think is really valuable to have, try and find a bro that can help you out with that, because there's so much, like Morgan said, so much like language and things like that like it's pretty hard to figure out. And even in terms of like YouTube, bro, I tried to learn a lot of YouTube, but it's just so saturated, like there's so many things on it now.
It is, bro. Yeah. There's so much noise, bro, that you kind of got to cut through. And for me, bro, I just spent thousands of hours on there and kind of tried to figure out what the people who are well traversed in that space, the common things that they're saying, and I took those as my truth, bro, kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good thing to know, bro. Yeah, because I've had a lot of people, research the people behind it, research thing, and it's like, man, where do you even start at that stage, because it's just it seems so far to reach, if that makes sense. It seems kind of like, shucks, how could I even get there? But I mean, with the likes of the project that you've got running at the moment, bro, I find like I'm getting so much value out of learning on what people are talking about crypto and just what their experiences are, and even actually linking in with people on IG and that out of the Discord who have been like, oh, bro, you're keen to learn, which is amazing, which we'll definitely get to very, very soon. But I'll be keen, bro, to jump into what are NFTs for anyone that doesn't know what an NFT is in like a simple way, as best as it can be.
And just for reference as well, I had one of my mates thinking NFT was like a radio station. So like, honestly, we just need to know what is an NFT. Yeah, they were like, oh, you're going to be on a radio station. Nah, we'll explain it now for you. So my mate, if you're watching, Sammy, listen, this is the part that you need to learn.
Yeah. So NFT stands for non-fungible token, which, to be honest, even that means nothing to nobody, right? So just put that aside. That's what it stands for. But I guess what it is there's two things. It's very much come out in the form of art, where people are putting out pieces of art, right? Like the beavers, like different monkeys or apes or whatever the animal is. But that's not what you're actually buying. That's just the representation that I guess sits in your MetaMask wallet. But what you're actually buying is access or some sort of utility that's written in a smart contract that's sitting behind that.
Yeah.
So if you come into the Eager Beaver project and you read our roadmap, you have access to the things in that roadmap and our community, but it's represented in the form of one beaver.
Cool.
Yeah. And I get that, bro. I get that. Because I don't know, have you seen much Gary V stuff like that on that photo?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
So he's on. And one thing he was saying, I noticed, was like, soon you'll be buying, like, you won't be buying an album or listening to it on Spotify. You'll get your album through the NFT, and that will give you the access to get the album or listen to the music or watch the movie or whatever. Yeah,
bro. And I mean, we do it already, like with our Spotify subscriptions, our $14 a month that we all pay or whatever. It's kind of like that, I guess. It's repackaged a bit. But that's not to say that all NFTs have a roadmap and a utility. I guess that's just speaking to what we're particularly doing. But some people just sell the artwork, and because you're, an up there artist, you don't have to attach utility. People just, if you're Banksy, it's a Banksy,
Got you. And I think one thing which would be cool to cover, this is one thing that my mum was real keen to sort of, this is one thing that kind of caught her when I was explaining this all to her, and she was like, oh, well, why wouldn't I just screenshot, And in terms of that smart contract that you're talking about that's behind the artwork, so essentially you've got an NFT which, say it's Banksy's artwork, a picture of his artwork. Now the smart contract behind that has like a code, bro, which therefore gives the value to your piece, so that if you screenshot it, you don't get the smart contract that comes behind that, right?
That's exactly right, bro. Yeah, it's pretty much unverified. Yeah.
Got you.
Anyone can screenshot it, but if you come into our Discord, into the members area, once these beavers mint, it won't open because the DNA is not there.
Yeah.
Sitting behind the beaver is not there,
Got you.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people are getting, And bro, to be honest, it's a fair question. Like, why wouldn't I? That's the first thing I thought too when I started learning about it. But why wouldn't I just take my own photo? Or so it's a fair question, bro. People get caught up on the picture thing.
Totally.
Yeah,
totally. And I think
actually behind that is what you're purchasing.
Yeah, bro, hard. Because shucks, I had something just before. So it's like, you have. I think maybe for people that are like, oh, I'll just screenshot it to get the photo. Maybe their mindset in a way, I guess it is different, to whether like you're looking at this of, I'm going to invest a bit of money into this, and by doing that, not only does it give me the NFT, the artwork, but it also allows all this access. So maybe for someone that's like, oh, I'll just screenshot it. Then if you were interested in being a part of something super dope in terms of like the Eager Beaver community, by jumping in that mindset, with that mindset, it's probably going to steer your waka a bit better, eh?
100%, bro. 100%. Yeah, you definitely got to be down for the project, and you have to see value in it, bro. And you know, like I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that there's value in Eager Beaver for everybody, because some people don't care about music. Some people don't care about authentic relationships online, or you know, those things don't speak to them, and that's fine. You know, our project's for who it's for. Just like if, you know, a hammer in my hand is nothing, but a hammer in a builder's hand is everything, you know. So
yeah, got you.
It has to fit where you're going as a person, and if it aligns with your values, and Eager Beaver is something that, you know, you can hold with two hands and be proud of and get ROI on your investment out of our community, then by all means jump in. You know, that's what we're about.
Yeah.
And I heard you say minting before. Minting. Do you know, I don't know who made up this term for a start, and actually what is it? Like, I kind of understand what it is now, but it took me a bit of practice to get, again, the lingo for it. Do you mind just explaining on that a little bit, what minting is?
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know why these people, whoever thought of these things, just changed it. But it's basically just buying day or sale day. So when you mint, it's just when you buy. Yeah,
right. So mint day, release day kind of thing.
Release day, yeah. I minted a beaver, I bought a beaver.
Yeah.
Minting.
Cool. A lot easier.
Oh, perfect, bro. Well, I think that ties us in perfectly. So now let's call it all about Eager Beaver, bro. So for everybody that is, for everybody that's listening, we jumped on the Eager Beaver project a week ago, and this project has just blown up. It's growing organically, crazily fast too, and the community is so positive and ASAS. So by us being a part of it, honestly, we've gained so much value in terms of NFTs, crypto, relationships, and like you said, bro, having authentic relationships online. Like, I genuinely would never have imagined that Discord could have the power that it holds, bro. So I reckon, bro, do you reckon you can speak on what's Eager Beaver, my bro?
Yeah, so Eager Beaver is an NFT project that we've built, and the aim of it is to there's two aims of it, bro. Two main things that we're trying to do. We're trying to create a community and a safe space for Kiwis and Māori, especially because our team's all Māori, for our people. Not to say that it's just for Māori, but we're proud of who we are, and we want to provide something for our people because it's who we are. So we want to provide us a safe space to do the things you're talking about, bro. Learn about crypto, learn about NFTs. And just have a safe online space. So that's one thing that we're doing. The other thing that we're trying to do is bring the relationship between artists and fans to zero as much as possible. So as you guys know, you can jump in there and actually have a conversation with me, and it's actually me giving you answers directly, you know, which you may not have. And there's other artists like, you know, Stan's on board as well. He's been in Raro, but he's back today, and we're doing an AMA with him tomorrow, and then he's going to be in there. You can actually say, bro, how do I, you know, do this and that, or how do you manage being a social media influencer and your private life or whatever. So those are kind of the two things that we're trying to do. I mean, there's a roadmap that we're trying to do as a project, some phases that we're trying to work through to grow the project, and to give people ROI financially and those kinds of things. But essentially at the core, it's build a community, bring artists and people closer together. And that's not just music artists. We just started with music because that's what we do. Yeah. But I hope that painters come on board. I hope that, you know, all sorts of creatives come on board. Bro. People who enjoy their work, we all meet there. And that's kind of like our whare where we wānanga and share information and knowledge and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Cool. And gotta ask, why the beavers? They're sick. My son, who's 4, is a big fan of them. He's like, I want one. I was like, you don't have the money for one, son. You just wait. But yeah, no, such a cool idea, such a great animal. And obviously I've heard from the Discord and stuff kind of why, but I think our listeners would be keen to know, like, that's a bit of a random animal choice. What made you want to go for the beaver?
That is a random animal choice. I've always had an affinity with the beaver since I watched this documentary about beavers on Discovery Channel like 8 years ago. And it was talking about, because I pride myself on my work ethic, like I've always been a really hard worker. When I watched this documentary, they were talking about how one beaver will spend pretty much its whole life chewing on trees, collecting branches, building these dams for no reward. Like, no one tells him to do it. He just goes and does it, or she, beaver, whatever. They build these dams, once they've done it, it creates these wetlands, and every animal in that ecosystem benefits. So all the bears come out, they all drink from this one beaver's tummy. And I was beavers are on, like they're underrated. Like, everyone wants to be a lion and a rhino, and all that, but the beaver is where it's at. So as soon as I started thinking in the NFT space, I never forgot that beaver, and I was like, it's going to be a beaver. But I've even got like a little bit of an affinity with ants. Like I've watched docos on ants, and they're mahi dogs too, bro. Like, anything that like sort of works hard, I'm just like, I get an affinity with them. So that's why the beaver came about. I think the other thing too is initially I was thinking in this space for Sons is On because all of our festivals and all that kind of thing had been taken away from us. So I was thinking, okay, like Gary Vee was saying, this is going to be a new way for us to be able to feed our families. But I quickly realized if I just do it with Sons is On, there's going to be a ceiling, right? Eventually, we're only going to be able to grow to our fan base or people who enjoy our music. So by making it an ecosystem or a dam as such, where new animals can be introduced, that introduce the element of growth into the project. So new bands can come on as bears, as fish, or whatever they want to be, and we can start layering up and growing organically together.
Oh, cool.
That's so sick.
And who's the person behind the actually designing and making the beavers? Like, they are amazing. Everyone's so different and they're so cool. Who does the artwork for that?
Yeah, so a good bro of ours, Tamihana Robin. He's a young Māori father. He's from Hawke's Bay, Hastings, and he's just finished uni. His degree in fine arts, I think it is the degree that he did. Nice. So he's a papa, and he does his dad thing, and then he draws, and I couldn't be more happier with the stuff that he's producing. Everyone seems to be loving it, and I think it's very high quality work. And shout out to the bro, he's smashing it.
Oh, for sure.
So on, and because this project, bro, like Eager Beaver for me was the first first New Zealand based project that I had come across, and a few more popped up now. But bro, what I love about the beavers, like Stan's beaver, bro, with the earrings and just having like the whalebone and ponamu, and bro, like it's just so dope to see, like our culture, bro, being able to be shown on the digital art. But I also am aware that like I have seen some yarns of people like thinking like, oh, it's all good, but I reckon, bro, it's on because like shows more people our culture, puts it out there, bro, and the beavers look dope as. Bro, and I think everything for me, bro, and for us as a team comes back to intent. Like, why are we doing this? If in our hearts we're doing it because we're proud to be Māori, then ketapai, and we try and wānanga with people in our personal lives that we kind of respect and know are looking all the time through a Māori lens and live by that way of living, and just saying, cuz, is this too far or is that cool, And one of my bros that I talked to who is heavy in Te Ao Māori, he said, bro, at the moment any tourist can fly here and pick up those whalebone earrings or taonga as a tourist and take that. There's definitely stuff that is tapu that we should keep for us. %. But in terms of finding that line, bro, it's not a line that we take lightly. We always try and seek advice from a range of people, bro, to make sure that we're doing things respectfully and we're not, appropriating our, what's it called? Misappropriating?
Appropriating the culture.
Appropriating our culture, but we are proud to be Māori and we want to show how beautiful our culture is. So I think intent's everything, bro?
Man, hard. That's on.
I just had a couple of questions about the Discord space itself. Because, again, I sound like I've never seen a computer before, but I know what Discord is now. And I'd heard a couple of young people as well use that as a big form of social media. When I was doing my mahi in schools, they were all going Discord. And I was like, don't know what you're talking about. But now I do. And it seems like with Eager Beavers, and I've heard you say it before, it's like you haven't even had to tell anyone to be positive and be kind to one another. Everyone's just done it. Do you think that kind of speaks to the people that are involved in this program? I mean, it also speaks to the team behind it, the ones, everyone building up this community too. Because is that something you've noticed or? Yeah,
it definitely is. Like I was saying to the boys before we launched, we were all here at the office and I did a bit of a karakia and I was like, God, like universe, if 100 people show up, I'm going to be me, like awesome, like that kind of, because you never know what these things are. You put these launches out and 2 people might come. Yeah. And then when 900 people showed up on our doorstep that first night, I was like, wow, this is unreal. And it started that way and it hasn't changed. People are just like, if you jump on there in the morning and say, Morena, you'll get 10, have an awesome day, Morena, and for some people, they might think that that's tacky and cheap, but for some people, that's everything, bro. Just being acknowledged, being heard, being responded to. That's huge, especially for people who are going through stuff. So, to be honest, I don't know where that comes from exactly, but what I do know for us as a team is before we started the project, we had a big whiteboard and we wrote a fabric. We had the word fabric in the middle and we did a brainstorm of words off that were like non-negotiables for us in terms of how we operate as the project leaders and anyone else who comes onto the project. They have to have these things like empathy, like kindness, like integrity, like honesty, trust. And maybe has, maybe the universe has made sure that those things filter down because it seemed to have happened organically. And like we haven't, like you said, sis, we haven't like been out there like ramming it down people's throats or inviting every Tom, Dick and Harry in our lists or anything like that.
Yeah.
Even in terms of when we released our whitelist, we didn't even ask people to do it then. We were just like, if you're proud of the space, invite people. Don't be a hoha. Hey, like,
bro.
On that whitelist, another hot topic. So I've seen different projects and stuff and how their whitelists work and all that sort of thing. Do you mind explaining us how the whitelist for Eager Beaver works? Because honestly, we were both like blown away. It's just a nice whitelist, like I was just like, man, this is so like it's paying it forward and stuff, which you can get into. And it just seems like it really is the kaupapa of it is helping the community. So do you mind kind of explaining people if they were to join Eager Beaver, if they wanted to get on the whitelist, if NFTs was the sort of way they wanted to go, what sort of stuff do you guys have on your whitelist that others may not?
Yeah, so just for anyone who doesn't know, the whitelist is basically like it's kind of like a guest list to a club would be the easiest way to explain it, where you're guaranteed the opportunity to buy up to 2 beavers. And there's all sorts of ways that other projects do it, but what we've decided is the one way that every project does is by spending time in Discord. So that was something that we kind of couldn't get away from, and we wanted to be able to offer that because we knew that people had already spent heaps of time in there, therefore they should be rewarded. And it's kind of what everyone does within Discord, so people kind of expect it. But I think what we've done differently is we've offered another way where if you don't want to spend hours and hours on Discord, you can do a random act of kindness and share that within Discord, where the community can be like, that is awesome. And if you get 20 flames, you get a whitelist. And at the same time, we're literally changing people's lives in the real world.
That's
for us as a team, we're super proud of. And I've seen all sorts of stuff like people paying for nights at Women's Refuge, just shelter 5 nights, or donating to Gumboot Friday, or leaving $20 stuck on a gas tank for the next person, and all these beautiful things,
Wow,
so
that's so dope.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful and it's cool, and it's something we're very proud of.
Gets people to be creative and stuff, and like you said, bring it into the real world, because everything is so online and stuff. It's nice to have something you can do for the community that's in real life, that's not just for the whitelist. Like, you can use that sort of paying it forwards in your everyday life and kind of move on through there. I just think that's big fans.
It's so cool.
Yeah, because I guess in terms of the project, from a project point of view, we definitely want people to know who we are and what we're doing. Like that, we want it to be known, but we don't want to push it on you.
Yeah.
So by doing it in a way where it's random acts of kindness, that one person whose life is affected, who sees the post that says Eager Beaver, pay it forward, they're like, oh, what is this? They can organically come and find us if they want to, but they don't have to.
Hard.
Yeah.
Hard.
So everything we're trying to do, to a degree within our space is kind of have the choice. Yeah. You can be here, you cannot be here. You can come and get educated in the space, but we're not telling you must buy a beaver.
Yeah.
Yo.
These educational resources that we're creating are just because this is the kind of people we are and the kind of space we want to create.
Hard. And bro, I think all of that, like I reckon all of that in terms of what you were saying around the brainstorm you did with the fabric, it all reflects that beautifully, bro. And I think it also reflects, that this project being New Zealand based and a New Zealand project, it reflects a Te Ao Māori worldview in itself, I think, bro, by giving, receiving, being kind, being generous, being one big whānau, you know, sort of, and even in terms of your whitelist, bro, like, because with other projects, I've noticed that whitelists have been a point, for me, like, they came across as a point of, like, a little bit of a segregation, but it was coming from a point because to even get on the whitelist was, like, pretty hard unless you had a following. And one thing I absolutely love, bro, and I really think is so great about this project is that it's putting everyone on the same playing field, you know, with all of these different ways that you can get on the whitelist. I think that just makes it even and fair for everybody, and that in itself will bring people to be more positive and be more engaging and just be like, let's go, because this is dope, you know?
Hard up, bro. And because we realized, bro, like for us, everyone in our team are parents. So we know that doing 9-hour legs on Discord for 30 days straight just isn't
not attainable way.
It's not attainable. For some people it is, and that's cool. You can mahi up and do that. But for those who can't, just do one kind thing for somebody, and that's more than enough, you know?
And even just the like thought and consideration around like obviously parents as well, like making the AMAs at 8 o'clock once the kids are in bed, like those little differences make such a change, you know, to everyday life, because it's not, you're not stressing trying to, you know, like no book tonight because I need to get on the Discord sort of thing. Like they're already asleep. You can kind of settle on that. I just reckon that's really thoughtful and it really shows through. So just wanted to hear talk with that for you. And the work that you're doing with because I noticed that in crypto and NFTs and all this sort of space, it is quite male dominant. I've kind of noticed that over my short amount of time learning about it. But even with the Queen's chat and, you know, that chat is fire. And I always feel bad using it because I'm like, we've got the same account and I don't know if they think I'm Jack or like who it is. So I'm always like, I'll just leave the Queens to it. But really cool that you're like even having that conversation that other night where someone was explaining to like the Queens like what it all is, what it's all about, and just having that specifically for Queens. I just think that's so good to encourage our wahine to come into these spaces, because why not, you know, like they're so cool. But it can be quite intimidating as well. So I just think having those little chat rooms and having like the te reo chat and having it all separated like that it's
awesome. And far out, the Queens sort of came in fire from day one. They were like, yo, we need our own beavers, you know, and for us in the back, it was like, holy, like, because they're not quick to make, like you got to make them for one, and then you got to give them that code, that smart contract in the background, and so I don't have to do any of that stuff, but my poor old mates have to figure that out. So a little bit of a stitch up for the team, but at the same time, I really think that it's spoken to the integrity of this group. I think it's reinforced that we do have our ear to the ground. We want to be walkers, not talkers. So beautiful. We took that challenge on the chin, and we've accepted that, we're going to do 500 female beavers, and that's what's happening. And I'm proud of that. And I hope that, you know, the wahine that are within our space can see that is the case, because I know of a few other projects where they're like, oh, we need women such and such, whatever it is. And they're like, oh, next run. And I didn't want to be a next time, you know?
Yeah, I get you.
We'll do it this time, even if it means that my eyeballs will be hanging out. You know? It's I don't know. I just think it's so important. It's so important, and they're really championing this project for us. The women, they're hearty. Like I seen one of the girls make custom nails out like with beaver pictures on them. The crochets a fingernail or like a nail business. She's made beaver one.
That's mean.
So
cool.
Yeah, it's our job now is to listen and deliver. I think, you know,
bro,
as much as possible. Yeah,
hard. That's on. And so, in terms of the future, bro, like obviously there's the roadmap which has laid out the future to a certain extent, but you know, for you, bro, what do you see? Like where do you see this project going in the next sort of few years or something like that? Yeah,
I think for us as a team, bro, we don't want to bite off more than we can chew, because if people are investing their hard-earned money with us, then we need to respect that money, and we need to be only saying things that we can actually do. So definitely growth, but organic growth, and growth at a speed that we can handle. Not promising the earth, under delivering, you know. Under promising, over delivering is something that I think will be a key feature. To get to phase 6, bro, is going to take us a year anyway. Because we're not going to turn a festival around next month. Like those things, so much time. So getting to phase 6 is going to take a year, and I think what we'd end up doing is feeling out the community throughout the year. Because we can all kind of pick to a degree where, not exactly where we're going, but we can kind of like see where it's going. It might be a thing where it's getting too big now, because when you get too big, the relationships become a little bit more diluted.
Got
you. Because you might jump on a chat and now there's 30,000 people in there. And you got to write something and the page has moved up 10 pages.
Yeah, bro, hard.
So it's making considerations around all those things, bro. And at the rate that we grow, how everyone's feeling. Is it something where we then branch, so we have pods of smaller communities that make up a bigger ecosystem, but that aren't too crowded? And these are all things that we'll consider and, talk to the community about and get feedback on as we all grow together. I think the awesome thing about where we've got to between phase 1 and phase 6 is that those things can actually be delivered just with the 2,500. We actually don't need any more bands to come over. It's safe. That will be delivered as it is. So no one's going to not get what we've said we're going to do. The growth is really cherries on top, to be honest.
Yeah, got you, bro.
So we don't have to be in a hurry, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Take your time, and we've got a festival to look forward to. Do you want to explain a little bit more about how, because I did find it really interesting when I read the roadmap and stuff, and it's talking about festivals and talking about even like uplifting like clothing brands, drink brand, like that sort of stuff as well. How does that kind of play into it? Like, can you sort of explain that a little bit for me?
Yeah. So in terms of the festival, say if no other bands came on, right? We'll have 2,500 beavers, or it might not even be, we'll have 2,500 beavers. Some people might have 2 or whatever. So, but 2,500. When we do the festival, it will be somewhere in the vicinity of 15,000 and 20,000 people. That's the kind of festival basically we're going to have 17,500 tickets for sale, public tickets for people who aren't beavers. The beavers get to come for being a part of the community. So those 17,500 will be, I don't know, say $150 for this main festival that we're going to throw. So 17,500 times 150, I don't know what the number is, but it's a truckload of money. But the thing is that a percentage of that will come back to those 2,500 beavers. So we're trying to make real return. Obviously, there's huge bills that come with festivals as well, and resource consents and paying bands and all the rest of it. But we really... what is that, bro? 2.6 million. The bro's just showing me what that would be. And ticket sale? Yeah. So say if 20% comes back to the community, everyone will get $400. Is it? $400.
Wow, that's cool as.
And if you can't go, you can sell your ticket. So that's another $150.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Plus all the value you're getting within Discord and all the other things and bits and pieces that we're doing within the roadmap. So we've tried to write a roadmap that like is not pie in the sky, could happen. You might get this, it's and I think it would be different if like I was a builder and Stan was a plumber and Kings was an electrician and we were trying to do a festival, then you'd be like, and these dudes do it. But this is stuff that we do all the time.
It's your niche, like this is your buzz.
That's right. So we've got the relationships, we've got everybody that we need, one degree of separation to say, bro, we're doing this, we need ticketing, bro, we're doing this, we need staging, bro, we're doing this, we need artists, we need accommodation, we need resource consents. All of these people are very much within, myself and Kings and the bros scope of relationships. In terms of the collaboration stuff, that's, I guess, just another thing that we can add because of the artistry and the artists that are involved. Like everyone's got sponsors already, whether that be drink brands or, Stan's sponsored by everyone. So, not to say that everyone will get sponsored by them, but I think it speaks to the ability to call on relationships. On behalf of our community.
Totally.
And to be honest with you, I don't know who all of those are at the moment. I know who some of them are because we've already talked to people, but I definitely think that people can feel safe that, these fellas are connected and can make stuff happen for our beavers.
Yeah.
That's how it
Yeah.
Bro, for sure. And we've already received like an amazing gift from Kings, bro. Just like the other day, chucking two of his songs to the community to listen to, and unreleased songs. So that in itself is a gem. Like we've been jamming it hard. It's on as, and that's just like another thing that within, I think that may have been like the 5th or 6th day, bro, of like the project being on, and then it was just like, hey, like we're getting blessed with this,
and
like,
even people having the confidence to have a rap battle on Discord, like that just made our night. We were like, how cool is this that people are able to, show their talents, get out there, and if people are a little bit whakama about coming out and like being on screen or whatever, don't need to be on video. You can just use the voice chat, and it kind of gives them that kind of comfort, where it's just like you can be yourself on this chat. I mean, we reference to people on the chat as if they're our mates when we just know their usernames, sort of thing. We're like, oh, did you see what so-and-so's up to?
Yeah.
So that'd be cool, even in a festival, to kind of meet the people that you've been hanging out with on Discord for like, however long, seeing them in person. How cool is that?
100%. And the cool thing with the festival that we do is there will be just a beaver section. So yous will be in your own, and everyone in there will just be beavers, which is cool. BIBs, very important. So it's a super, super exciting time. With what we're doing, I think.
Yeah. And it's just as exciting for us and a lot of people in the community as well. Like everyone seems really hyped about this. I can't believe it's only been, what did you say, 9 days since it started?
5 days. Yeah.
So much has happened within that 9 days. I thought it was way longer than that. But just really grateful and stuff to be a part of it. And I do encourage people, even if you're not into NFTs and stuff like that, just check out the Discord, see what it's like. Specifically come see us on Wednesday nights for AVAs. Because if you're able to, it's a certain skill to be able to take mental health, well-being, like Te Ao Māori, and put it into an NFT space. I think that's got to be said. It's just like that can't be easy.
Straight up. Hats off to you and your team, bro. Like
100%.
Mean mahi, bro.
And we see you doing the mahi on, like, it's like 10 o'clock at night and you're like, I'm going to be on for a few hours, and you and Kings are going to be on for 8. And I'm like, go to bed. Like, when do these guys sleep? So I hope you're getting enough rest and looking after yourselves as well as doing the mahi.
It was actually funny. Yesterday we had a day to ourselves. We were like, we're actually going to do nothing and not think about a beaver for this 8 hours of the day. And it was awesome. And I think those, we can't be out there talking about how order and we're not doing it. We're not taking care of ourselves. But I think that we're in that season as a team where there's going to be seasons of sprints and resting, and we're very much in a sprint, because we're 5 weeks out and everything needs to be working and not clunky, and so we can take the sprint and then we can probably afford, once we've minted, not take our foot off the pedal, but just regather. And then start delivering.
Like realigning.
Realigning, bro. Because we as a team are useless to everybody if we're burnt. We actually can't. We're not sharp, and we need to be sharp for our community.
Yeah, bro. Hard. That's on. And I think one of the last points I'm really keen to just get across here is like, for any of the youth that are listening to this and are keen. I'm sure you've heard, like, in the youth space, NFT and stuff, that word's starting to get thrown around heaps. But like, honestly, like, as a youth worker, for any youth out there at the moment that are just needing a bit more of that connection, I would honestly, please just jump on this Discord. It's so amazing. And I think as well, bro, like, there was a dude talking the other night around how it would be dope to see more young people get into this, because this could be that point of difference that, they'll either choose to go down this dark path or what could be seen as a dark path. And then, you've got this slightly lighter path down our end. And I think this, bro, is such a mean way, because it is online and digital, and that is the language of, the new generations. It's such a beautiful way to be able to steer young people in a real positive direction, for them to get a sense of some new knowledge, and for their success to be reaffirmed, and for their, for their success, bro, to be reassured. Because I think that's one thing that young people lack, whether that's at home, at school, in your friend group, sometimes the success can be overlooked. just the small things. But yeah, bro, I honestly just think that this project would be so dope for young people to get in on, eh?
Yeah, I think so too, bro. And especially for our rangatahi, like the cool thing about this project is you'll be talking to people who walk, talk, sound, act like you, have the same cultural values as you, because we are here. Like I'm here in Rotorua. You can find me at my local dairy most mornings, like we're real people. We're not, from the other side of the earth and that kind of thing. So I think, I don't know, I've always found that looking to people who are those things that look, sound and talk like me, I can relate to much better. So for sure. And in terms of like age, my daughter's already playing in the metaverse on Roblox. When she's allowed iPad time, but you know what I mean? They're already there anyway, our young
That's cool.
They're already there, so we might as well protect them, while they're in there.
Yeah, hard out, bro. Hard out. All right. Well, just had the little young fella come over for us. Chuma, bro. Yeah. Me and brother, well, we're reaching our time, nearly at an hour. So I was thinking, bro, just to wrap up. Firstly, jump on the Discord, fam. It's mean. And secondly, one thing that we do on our potty, bro, before we wrap up is we love to hear from the person that we're talking about. What are 3 ways? And if you have more than 3, all good. If it's less, that's all good too. But what are some ways that for yourself helps keep you in check? And so what I mean by that is keeps you on a positive waka, keeps you, living up to promises that you're making, all that sort of stuff. Do you have any tips that you sort of live by, bro?
Yeah, bro. I every year or when it's kind of expires, I write out my identity of who I want to be and the person that I want to embody. And obviously that needs to be updated, right? Because as you become that person, you need to evolve and grow again. So having a strong sense of identity and knowing who you are and why you are and where you're going and all those things, I think is an awesome step. I think for me, at least, if you've got a supportive family, spending time with your family. I love just going to my parents' house and just lying on the couch and watching TV with them. We don't have to necessarily speak about anything, but just being in mum and dad's presence is really, really good for my soul. So that, and what would the other thing be? I think those are the 2 main things.
Yeah, bro, hard.
The 2 main things for me that, can keep realigning me. Oh, actually, sorry. And the third thing that is a definite as well is a strong why. I'm very blessed because I got my girl.
Yeah.
And that's an easy one, That's But for people who maybe don't have children, just trying to attach what you're trying to do to something that's bigger than yourself, I think, will keep you motivated and keep you going forward.
Yeah.
Cool. For me, it's my girl, so
yeah. And I've never heard of anybody doing like an identity. What would you even call it? Like an identity. I was going to say roadmap, but like a brainstorm. Though I think that's so clever, and you're right. Like we do evolve and we do change, and sometimes we can lose sight about what we really do value, and that may be outside sort of coming in. But I've never heard that before, and I just think that's an awesome kind of way to keep grounded and know yourself. Mate.
Yeah, and I think it makes you less open for influence that you might not want. Like, if you're stepping into rooms and situations and hui and stuff like that, like this is who I am, then you can't be, but if you're like you step in there like this, you're kind of wonky, eh?
True.
And you can be influenced. So I think that works for me anyway. It's cool.
Hey,
that's beautiful, bro. I'm gonna note that down.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'd be into doing something like that. That's on. Shot, my bro. Is there anything else you wanna?
I've asked all my questions. I understand it all now. So thank you so much. Did you have anything else you want to add? I've got my non-fungible tokens. I know that. But is there anything else you wanted to add on or anything you wanted to say?
Oh, just thank you to you guys. Thank you for being open to coming into our space and bringing your guys' knowledge and expertise. And the thing that I love about it is that you guys do this mahi every day. with our young people. So, you know, the chops are there, the street cred's there, so to speak. What you guys will be sharing within these AMAs. And I know for myself and the team, we're just super grateful to have you guys on board with us. So thank you.
Anytime. Thank you.
Shot, bro. And same here, bro. We're so grateful for the opportunities. So grateful we'd even get some time to do this podcast with you, bro. Like, honestly, and just
we're just excited, to see what's to come.
And my whole entire like vibration at the moment, bro, has just been lifted since the moment we've jumped on this Discord, and that's props to you and your team. So big mahi to you fellas. That's really on, and I can't wait for the future. What's yet to come? The AMAs. It's gonna be awesome, my bro.
Yeah.
Man.
Shot.
Fun, mate.
Cheers. Well, thank you for coming on, my G, and we'll talk soon,
See you guys tonight.
See you tonight.
Let's go. Cheers, bro.